it do? We got some pork that we pulled apart. I just put it in the pressure cooker for like 45 minutes and then tore it apart with a fork. And I didn't have that much seasoning on it because we're gonna season it up. We're gonna turn this into a burrito bowl. And I got the juice, obviously I used right here. We're gonna add this to this. Look, new pan. Oh boy, look at that. Couldn't do it without y'all. We're gonna add a little bit of this, probably like, yeah, half cup, a little more than that. We're gonna let this come up to a boil, start seasoning it up. All right, we're gonna start with some chili lime seasoning, liberal amount. You know, we season our food here. Bang, bang. All right, a little bit of chili paste, get a little spice to it. Okay, a little more chili paste. That ain't no spice. Bang. I also added salt and pepper, but you can't see that because I need both hands. We got some chimichurri. This is a freestyle, man. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I'm gonna add that in there. All right, now we're gonna take that pork. We're gonna season that up with that sazon caliente. Tu sabe. The pork is cold. You can see that. It's been cooling so I can pull it apart. Just gonna add that bad boy into the mix. We're gonna stir this up. You can see that. It's gonna soak up all that love, all that juice. Yes, I just said soak up all that love, all that juice. You can see the juice is almost gone already. That's all we're looking for. Just trying to warm it up. That's it. Turn the pan off. Let's plate this. All right, let's dress it up. I got these Doritos Flamas. They just lemon Doritos. You know. I'm gonna get those on and we're gonna dress this bad boy up. I laid the pork on a bed of that yellow rice. So we're just gonna dress them up. You know, we're gonna dress them up. Hold up, because this looks like shit. It still looks like crap, but that's okay. Let's get that cheese up on top like this. We're just gonna lay you across. Gonna lay you down real quick. There you go. Woo! I love cheese, bro. We also added some sour cream, which I didn't film because I was preoccupied. Top that with some chives, so y'all think I can cook or something like that, but that's the final product. Got a nice little burrito bowl. Something quick today, something light. Also got these. We're gonna try these out today. Fresh, new salted caramel brownie Oreos. We move. What's going on, guys? King Shrats here, back in another video on the channel, and today you already know what I made. I'm gonna fix that one day. Don't matter. Got the burrito bowl, but before I get into those, you know I gotta do it. Anytime we find something new on the channel, we gotta review it. Oreo dropped 2 new flavors. I have only found one, which is what you see here right now. I found these in Walmart. They had a whole pallet. Copped like 3 of them, gave them out, gave them back to my family. Got another one for my homies, you know what I'm saying? And I'll probably eat a couple of these, depending on how good they are. So, salted caramel brownie Oreos. I love salted caramel. It's one of my favorite, like sweet and salty. I just love that combo. One of the things I found really interesting about these, can y'all read that? I can't even see because, you know, I can't. It says top with salt. So what I'm expecting are actual like salt crystals going on the top, which, I mean, it sounds like a W in theory, but you know, execution is always another thing. I used to be like one of the biggest like Oreo fans. They never missed a couple of years ago. It's been a little iffy for the last year or two. Like some were like W's, but there were also some L's thrown in there. Let's not also forget the debacle called Peeps Oreos, which was like a while ago, but those were like just not bringing in points. So let's grab like 3 of these bad boys and let's just throw them right here. See, I can just all that. Anyway, I mean, you can see it. Look, can y'all see that salt? Like the little specks? It's a dope little concept. Check the inside real quick. I don't know why. I mean, I can see it, but I don't. What the hell? Oh, the brownie. Okay. I was like, what's going on with this for a hot second, but you can't tell. I probably won't be able to get it, but take a look right here. See, you see there's a chocolate and a caramel going on the inside, which for a second I was like, what the? But then I realized salted caramel brownie. So that's what we're looking for. Let's see what we got. I like the salt. I do get the salt, which is big. I just feel like something's off. I can't quite. We're gonna have to get through these, hold on. Hold on. Are they too salty? Are they too salty? Okay, I get the salt. Like, you really do get the salt. I want to like these. After my third one, I'm starting to get it. Alright, hear me out. Give me a second. I don't want you on this. Here's my issue. Do I get the salt? Yes. But it doesn't help. It's almost like the Oreo's too salty. And then, because they added a dark chocolate to the caramel, the brownie part, like, overpowers the caramel. Like, I'm not getting enough caramel. And then I'm just left with, like a dark chocolate Oreo that's, like, too salty. Does that make sense? Like, the first thing I was like, is this too salty? Like, the salt doesn't help. It's weird. I was like, oh man, it's got the salt. Like, that's dope. But it doesn't help the Oreo. It actually just makes it weird. It doesn't work with the chocolate shit. Something's not right with those. Like, they're not horrendous. They don't taste bad, but I don't really love them. I expected to really like those, and they're just okay. Like, I'm not a number rating guy, but like, if I had to give them a rating out of like 5, I'd be like maybe like a 2.5. You know what I mean? Like, they're not like horrendous, but they're not good. And good would be like a 3. You know what I mean? Like, very good is a 4 and excellent's a 5. So yeah, like, they're almost good, but I don't want them anymore. And I'm glad that I gave most of these away. And if you like the rest of these, I don't want them. I'm kind of disappointed in them. Like, good idea. Execution, like I said before I even opened them, it's just not bringing in the points. I hope that makes sense. I probably sound weird right now because I'm nitpicking an Oreo, but I genuinely think they're too salty and there's not enough caramel. I need more caramel. They should have separated them or made like a thicker one, but you can't separate it because they're like I don't know. Y'all got it, right? Try them yourself, but I honestly, like, I wouldn't go out of my way to get them. Like, I give them a 2.5 out of 5, which I don't rate things, but I had to do it for that one because I'm not gonna put my name and say go get something. Just didn't do it for me. Just didn't move me. Anyway, let's get to the food. You gotta top these with the Doritos. Why am I saying Doritos like Doritos? Like, because at the Flamas, it got me. Flamas just means flame, and they're lime hot, like limon, like spicy limon. Limon. That's what it is. I like them. I've had them before. I found them at Walmart when I was there. I was like, yo, I gotta get these. Gotta do it again. So we're gonna use the nachos to pick out a winner here. If I can ever find. There you go. Is it focused now? Freaking camera. Lemon! It, like, I remember the first time I reviewed lemon. I'm sorry. Every time I say that I laugh, but I'm trying not to say it too much. I always said that they're really, really limey, right? Which they are. This chip is gonna fall apart. And I said they would work better if you put them on a burrito bowl. So that's why I did it. Alone, these chips are like decent, but when you pair them with something, like a massive W. You got that nice pork, Carnitas, with that yellow rice. Like, it's good, man. Just remember, don't touch your eyeball. You're gonna get red fingers. That's just a win. W. I love that. I really love that. And usually if I get like a burrito bowl from like a Chipotle, which I don't really eat Chipotle anymore, but any burrito place, I always get a thing of chips and salsa on the side, and I'll start eating a burrito bowl like this. Just works. Look at my fingers though. It don't matter. Sometimes your fingers gotta get messy. Also, there were some of you guys, and I know people tune in daily, like, thank you so much. Like, I do try to upload daily. But yesterday, I was just really exhausted, and I needed like a day. And there were some of you that started watching my old stuff and commenting on it, and I appreciate that, man. You're like, yeah, I see you didn't upload, so you started watching like the older stuff. It's crazy how much the videos have changed over time, but, you know. I know you guys are gonna say that I don't like owe you an apology, but I do try to get the content out daily. So I do apologize that I didn't put anything up, but I've been doing a lot of highest rated. I think I did 3 in a row, which for me is a lot. And I wanted to kind of just take a day and fast. So I did. I need to just reset. You know, not that I was feeling run down by the food or anything. But when you're a person who eats the way I do, and what I mean is the intermittent fasting aspect, not like the food. There are times where I will take a longer fast just because I feel like it re-energizes me. I know a lot of people don't like fasting. It doesn't work for them. But I feel better when I'm fasting. Wooden spoon still here. So I just needed a day, kind of just reset the batteries. But, you know, weekend's coming up, so you know what that means. Or maybe you don't. It means we're gonna be right back at it. And knowing that there'll be an episode of The Unfiltered coming this weekend, probably another highest rated. I didn't want to go too crazy with the calories and stuff. And we've been doing so much that it's been over a month now since I've done the eating challenge. And I will get back to them. It's just, I've been enjoying making the other stuff. And, you know, you guys have been watching. So, they're coming. I need to be inspired by something. And I've been enjoying doing these restaurants so much. Another thing I talk about all the time is like the small business thing. And I just want to support these local businesses. I want to try the food, let people know about the food. Hopefully start branching out a little bit farther. Because I honestly feel like small businesses are my favorite part of being a foodie. Not my own cooking, because that's not necessarily a foodie. I'm talking about the going and getting stuff. And a lot of the eating challenges I've done so far have been mostly chain restaurants. I've done a few. Now, I am talking to a few places to do some challenges. But I'd rather do that. And now that hopefully we are coming out of the other end of the I say panorama every time, but y'all know what I'm talking about. That I can start going into restaurants and doing challenges there. Because that was the original intent. But obviously 2020 happened. And I want to do some of the back to the lifting weights, the cleaning plates. I know you guys liked that series. Now some of you guys have gone back and watched some of it. And no, I want to get back to that stuff. Hopefully we can now. By the way, I'm not wiping my pants. I have a chamois right here. So don't think I'm like being nasty and just wiping my pants on. I got it like on my leg. Like you had a fancy restaurant. But I'm at home chilling with y'all. So, kind of want to give you an update. Challenge is definitely coming back. But we've gone so many directions with the content. I got the home cooked stuff. You know, I got the unfiltered thing, which you guys are enjoying. You know, I want to do more of that too. I don't know yet if the second channel is going to happen, or some of you guys, because I jokingly said it in the video, I mentioned the Patreon, said you would want like more stuff on there, because obviously there's no topic restriction. So it would be a lot. Even more unfiltered, because I say what I want, but certain topics you can't touch on this platform, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but you know, 18 plus. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, if you were there for the Instagram lives, you probably know what I'm talking about. They quickly started shadow banning the hell out of me on Instagram, which I'm still shadow banned. Because there is, I'll tell you, I don't care. There's somebody out there who is literally like trying to flag all of my videos. They stopped for a while, the ban went away, and I started getting notifications from Instagram that they're flagging my videos again. So, as usual, there's somebody out there who just doesn't, they don't like me. So, hey, it is what it is, we move. I'm not bothered by it. But it used to happen a lot when I live stream, but I know why. The topics were a bit much at times. Because I don't care. And, you know, I can't talk about that stuff on here. So, it would have to go on a Patreon or something like that. In order to do it. So, I brought it up, I've suggested it, you know, to Sam, because I know you guys are, a lot of you guys didn't know him, unless you were in the old live streams or you saw some of the old videos. And a lot of you guys enjoy his stuff too, and, you know, the two of us, because we've known each other for so long that, like, our banter is kind of what it is. And, you know, not that I have to say this, but those are the types of conversations that we have when there's no camera rolling. You know, we talk about that stuff all the time. I always joke around with him and say that we should probably just hire somebody to just film us all the time when we're together. Because those are the things that if we're just sitting in one of our offices, at our studios, or at a bar and we're talking in a car, like whatever. These are conversations we have constantly. And we are both very opinionated and have different opinions. But there's also like a mutual respect between us where even if I don't agree with him, like I'm not going to tell him he's dumb or like start a fight about it. So, I mean, we've known each other for pretty much our entire lives. Like we met when we were like 5 years old. So, when you know somebody that long, there's just like, you just understand somebody and how they think. You know, some of y'all might have friends for that long. If you had a friend for longer than 15 years, 10 years, whatever, like you get it. And you probably have that one friend that like you'll start finishing each other's sentences, or you can communicate without actually saying anything. So, there's a lot of stuff I want to do, and there's not enough time in the day. As always, it is 4 o'clock in the morning. And I do have to be at work tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow around noon. Whatever. Another crazy thing. You're not gonna believe this. It's the first time on the channel. I'm drinking water. Like, just water. I don't think I've ever done that on video. And normally I drink flavored water on video. I do drink a gallon of regular water a day. But I bought like a case of water just to put in my fridge. And it just bang. Like I was like, yo, like I like drinking water now. It's weird. I don't know how long this is gonna last because I hate water, but I've been drinking 2 gallons of just straight water for the last whatever. Because I've just been going to the fridge and grabbing water. I usually do that at work. But now I'm doing it at home too. Crazy. Because I've always been a person that I force myself to drink water. And now, I don't know, it tastes better in a little bottle. Or in here. That's the only way I drink it now. So, that's just straight water. I can't believe myself.
Let's see how long this lasts though. But I just feel, I don't know, just refreshing. On the days that I do fast, like if I fast for an extended, like this is my first time eating in 2 days. I will usually drink just a bunch of water on that day. You know, I don't go like straight fast without anything. I just don't eat food. And there's no real reason for it, other than I just feel better fasted. And as you can imagine, when you don't eat for 2 days, food, I mean, you can ask, you know, I have a lot of friends who participate in Ramadan, and they tell me the same thing, you know, that when they break their fast, food just kills them. You know what I'm saying? So anybody who's fasted before, they probably tell you. And the longer you fast, the better food tastes. And again, I always have to say this, I am not recommending that any of you fast. Don't be me. Be you and do what works for you. For me, I've always liked fasting. I've been fasting for, in some way, shape, or form, for about 10 years now. Like, I started like right at the end of high school, fasting. And the first time I did it was actually because a close friend of mine I grew up with is Syrian. So he was observing Ramadan for a month. And we were in school, people would, you know, start bombarding him with questions and all kinds of things like that. I always thought it was like, you know, like, why are you fast? Like, I don't know. I just found it ignorant. So, one day I was talking to him, and I'm like, bro, I'm gonna fast with you tomorrow. So he explained to me, you know, when to start and when to, I mean, as in, to fast, like, because there's a sunrise and sunset, like a time. So I did it with him. That was my senior year of high school, and I felt great. A lot of people don't enjoy it, which is cool, but excuse me. For me, I went to practice after. I was fine, and I felt better at practice. So I started not eating breakfast, and I would have like something really small for lunch. And when I got to college, practice was at usually like 3-4 o'clock, and because you're not sitting in the cafeteria in college, you don't have to go. I didn't like eating before practice, so I didn't. I practiced better on an empty stomach, so I just wouldn't eat. So, probably like 6-7 o'clock, I would eat my first meal of the day. I would eat at night, but it got to the point where in college, you have to eat with the team on game day. So if the game's at 7 p.m., you still come in the morning to eat. You have team meal. You have team meal the night before a game, leading up to the game you eat, and you have to go. I would go and a lot of times wouldn't eat. I would eat the night before. It was much easier during afternoon games, but I still did it at night games too. Night games I would eat breakfast and not eat lunch. And I never liked playing on a full stomach. Like, I just felt like sluggish. What is this? I'm on a boat. So, when I got out of college, I just kept doing it. It wasn't one meal a day back then. It was several. The one meal's been like 3 years. I've told this a few times, but I know there's new people. A lot of people still inquire about this stuff. And I feel like I always have to be compelled to say it because I don't want anybody to eat like me. Like, don't be me. Like, this is not a lifestyle or a diet to me that is necessary. It just works for me. And I enjoy it. I feel better. But yes, I did lose at one point about 70 pounds eating one meal a day. And you don't have to eat one meal a day. It matters what I ate. That's how I lost weight. The fasting part just made it easier for me because when people were eating like BS during the day, nah, I'm not eating. I'm good. Nah, I don't eat till nighttime. You know what I mean? It was just easier for me at that point. Because the only time I stopped fasting was when I started like working like a career, and it was like so like people like, oh, you want to get lunch? And I felt like I was like being rude if I didn't. But once I started saying, okay, I don't eat during the day, like everybody stopped asking me and it got easier. But there was like a 2-year window where I would start eating lunch and like picking that food. And for me, it just was stupid. But anyway, that was dope. It's good to be back. Sorry I missed y'all yesterday. I did miss y'all. But we'll be back, of course. Gotta get my little napkin fell. Tomorrow. Tomorrow? Yeah, no, I'm always here, man. I love y'all. I'm sorry I missed a day. We'll be back ASAP. Give me some more water and too. Fire. More content. I love y'all to hand signs. They made it to YouTube.